What is up, YouTube? I'm DaVinci, leader of the Renaissance Crew, and you're watching DaVinci Reacts. Now, these past couple of days, I've been on kind of a kick with fake martial arts and people that don't really know what they're talking about or doing when it comes to fighting. And that's led me to a bunch of different videos of, what's his name? Richard Dillman, I think his name was. And Ashita Kim and Frank Dukes and things like that. Shout out to all the people that do videos on people like that. The person I saw do it was, I believe it was the Pink Man is his YouTube channel, and he does it has a very nostalgic feel to it. It feels very 80s the way the videos are designed, which goes right in up my alley. I love nostalgic stuff. But this video is a video called Top 5 Useless Martial Arts and Fighting Styles, and it was uploaded by Alex Lee Official. So I will have a link for their channel at the end of this video. The last 30 seconds, you can click on it and go straight to their channel and watch all their other videos and subscribe to them and things like that. He has over 600 videos, so the dude has content up the ass. And I will also have a link in the description box for this particular video, so you can watch it without me interrupting or talking over it or anything like that. I always recommend you watch the original before you watch this video. That way you can give the original content creator a view and they can, make ad revenue on their video. So be sure to do that right now. And by this time, hopefully you've come back and watch the reaction. So let's go ahead and check this out and see what it has to offer.
Welcome to List Addiction, your bi-weekly fix for List. Please leave a comment down below letting me know what your first fight was. Sorry for missing videos for about a week, but I have been moving and didn't have the internet for a while. But now I will be back to my twice a week schedule.
Fake martial arts.
Hopefully. Are you interested in learning a new martial arts in order to defend yourself from them bullies? Well, I suggest never trying any of these fighting styles unless you want to make your enemies laugh at you while they're kicking your ass. There are always people out there that come up with new ideas like fighting styles, religions, or lifestyles in order to make money from their clients. But I believe that some of these people that will be shown in the video seem to really believe that they actually have a legitimate way to defend themselves and fight. But these techniques are just dangerous because the student doesn't learn anything that will actually help them. It just creates a false sense of bravado that will lead to them picking a fight and getting hurt. When I was younger, I actually learned Taekwondo, and it turned out to be useless because the one I learned did not allow punches to the face, which does.
I studied Taekwondo also, and I'm not going to say for sure whether it's useless or not because I was in more of a class setting. I would have rather preferred to have been like one-on-one instruction. I think that's the best way to learn anything. But one-on-one instruction was like $100 an hour, and that was not up my alley. So maybe that's a red flag in and of itself. But it felt like the class was holding me back. There was a lot of people in there that weren't really athletic. Some people that were obviously younger than you, some people that were way older than you. And I didn't feel like I was able to fully take advantage of what I was capable of doing. And then the one time we did have somebody else there that was like athletically on my level, and I'm not saying I was the best in the class, I wasn't. But the one time had someone I was athletically on my level, but at the same time, the same rank as me, it's like when we did finally go all out, they would like stop us and push and hold us back. Like, why are you doing this? We're practicing. This is fun. Let's like go in there and get into it. Like, it's like once you start getting too fast and too active, like they start to push you back. And it's like, I don't know, it's like from that moment I just kind of like started zoning out. Like I just didn't care anymore. But I guess Taekwondo can be effective if you take it with other stuff. Don't just do Taekwondo by itself and think that it's an effective fighting style, because it's not. You should mix it with other stuff. Let's jump back into it.
Doesn't help any real fight, since that is the first thing you are going to see from your opponent and the first thing you are going to try to do.
The messed up part is
empty force is a technique that uses ki, or the body's vital energy. Using this energy, they claim, allows their user to defend themselves against opponents without.
Real quick, the messed up part about these type of fighting styles, the chi stuff, is the instructors are pretty much brainwashing their students to go along with this crap. And it starts to get into their minds so much that they start to believe it and think that it's true. I'm sure you guys, if you are into martial arts, you've seen the videos of Chi instructors or Tai Chi instructors or whatever who've gotten to the ring with mixed martial artists, and let's just say their day didn't really go too well. Let's put it that way. So delusion goes both ways in martial arts.
A technique that uses ki, or the
bit.
body's vital energy. Using this energy, they claim, allows their user to defend themselves against opponents without making physical contact. These masters and students truly believe that they can harness an individual force to control their opponents, just like in Star Wars. As you can see in this video, the martial art works perfectly well, as long as the opponent also believes in the force.
Open
but when you have
heart.
a skeptic on your hands, then this method is totally
this must
useless
be the Ash
because it's
Ketchum
actually
martial
all
arts
bullcrap.
style.
This video shows some Spanish men who were skeptical of this fighting style and challenged the instructor to prove that it works. The reason for this not working, being the fact that you don't believe in it, is the same reason I am skeptical of hypnosis, which also claims that a person has to be willing to be hypnotized in order for it to work, which just makes it seem like it's also fake.
Yeah, he's giving it to you. You're lucky it's not an actual fight. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Don't let him attack. Don't let him attack. Don't let him attack. Don't let him attack you. You're about to get... Oh, man.
The next method of fighting is known as ki, or touchless knockout. This method uses the same invisible energy as empty force, known as ki. This method, unlike the empty force, which actually has some touch to it, uses purely ki to knock opponents out without making any contact whatsoever.
What possesses people to believe that this stuff is real? Like, I don't get, like, I understand if you're like studying a martial arts style and you're not really good at it, but because you can make it look fancy, you can probably persuade some people to pay you to teach them that bullshit style. But what possesses someone to sit there and look at someone go like this and somebody and make no contact and the person falls back and someone goes, teach me that? Like, what? Do you really believe that? These are the type of people that probably believe that Santa Claus still exists. Well, Santa Claus does exist. I'm sorry. Santa Claus does exist. That's a bad example. These are the type of people that believe that Elvis is still alive. Like, I don't understand what causes people to fall for this shit. I don't. It's
to it uses purely ki to knock opponents out without making any contact whatsoever. In order to prove this method, a ki master named Ryo Kirin, dang, that sounds pretty close to Ryo from Street Fighter. So Ryo Kirin claimed he had a 200-win record with 0 losses.
The power too.
And offered $5,000 that he could beat any MMA fighter. So a karate master took the offer, and well, you can see what happened in this video.
Ooh. And this is when it ends. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. He's like, do you want to continue? Like, do we have to keep going? Can we stop? Can we stop this, please? Ooh, 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 ooh. I might have to blur this. Oh my God. I might have to blur this. If you want to watch this part of the video, the original link is in the comment section down below.
So let this be a lesson to anybody who's so confident about their abilities, because you can make a real fool of yourself.
Man.
So you know how people say, I'm going to kick your ass when they are about to get into a fight and then they look real stupid when they lose? Well, I have decided that if I ever get into a real fight, I'm only going to say, hey man, I'm going to try to hurt you, but I'm not that confident that I will win.
Maybe that's where those old-timey videos where people are like this fighting like this, maybe that's how it actually was. All those pictures were taken sideways. If you put it up normal, they're on the ground like this. Maybe that's how their hands are formed like that.
Fight. I'm only going to say, hey man, I'm going to try to hurt you, but I'm not that confident that I will win.
They just cut out the ground.
So let's just get to it in my toughest sounding voice.
Russian slap.
The most ridiculous physical fighting style is this new Russian slap style method, or as the genius Indigo Mist commented on the actual video, Slapawera. So this new martial art is truly stupid looking, and you're only slapping your opponent, which is not going to do anything but make them laugh. Also, if you notice in the style, you are slapping yourself the whole time. The worst part is that you are bitch slapping your opponent.
It looks intimidating when it comes at you like
to a lot of broken wrists also. The kicks involved are also so weak. What kind of person collapses under those kicks? You can even see when they fight each other, the best way to nullify this technique is to just simply lean back. So I've only looked at this video about 3 times and I have already found the weakness. You are severely limiting your reach by holding your hands in this position, and anybody who punches straight in your face will defeat you. Finally, just because you appear to be really fast with your hands doesn't mean you will hurt anybody. With this technique, you are most going to tickle your opponent's arms.
They do like the jazz hands at the end. You realize you didn't punch the bag, right? Paper, don't hit back. That's impressive. He cut paper with his fingers. He punched paper and made a hole in it. Wow.
This fighting style also uses invisible energy to fight.
Oh, it's the yellow bamboo. Yellow bamboo martial arts.
Throw energy balls at your opponent.
I've seen this.
These energy balls are strong enough to knock people down. You are taught to concentrate your energy into your hands and use it to block attacks. Or
that's him controlling his power.
Ball at your opponent, just like in Dragon Ball.
He has a chi ball. He's trying to control it.
Everything you go in, you push it out. Can we do it? We can do it. Hold on. Let's go. Sure.
Woo. He actually did something that's effective.
But of course, this is all made up, and as you have seen, the so-called force field is...
This is the funniest part. She's holding her ass because I think she thinks she's gonna shit on herself. That's the funniest part of the video. The first thing she does is gotta clamp it. But yeah, that's the first effective thing he's actually done. Let's look at that again. The most effective martial art he's done the entire video. Bam! That's more effective than anything else he did the entire video.
But of course, this is all made up, and as you have seen, the so-called force field is non-existent. And this
That's
poor
called
lady
damage
just got
control.
knocked out by this idiot instructor. Of course, some might say that she wasn't a strong believer, or like this instructor, he will pretend like he actually got injured by the force field. This just reminds me of when you accidentally hit your brother, and you act like you also got hurt, so they won't retaliate.
The funny thing is, if you actually watch the video,
case, it won't work because the lady is seriously hurt, and she won't even notice you're faking being injured.
The funny thing is, if you watch the actual video, like he gets up and he starts talking to his students, like, "Why didn't anybody do anything?" like, you're the one who told us that this shit worked. Why didn't it stop you? What did she do wrong? we did it. When we threw it at you, you fell. Why did it mess up on her?
This next video shows another guy that thinks he can use chi to block punches.
I've seen this. Oh God.
If you pay attention, you can see the guy was supposed to block the punches, but as soon as they started to actually hit him, he started throwing punches because hands are actually real and they will hit the opponent.
Yeah, dude got pissed. Okay, you want to hit me in the face now, huh? You supposed to be doing chi shit? All right, we get serious. We can get serious. Yeah, you want to throw punches at me, huh? Hold on, I'm gonna pause real quick. I gotta go back. I see stuff on his shirt. I want to see if that's blood. Was that there from the beginning?
He started throwing.
I don't think I see it.
Hands are actually
I don't think I see it.
And they will hit the opponent.
I don't think I see it. Let's see if he gets this guy's nose leaking. Ooh, that uppercut at the end. God damn. I didn't really notice if it was. Oh yeah, his nose is leaking. His nose is leaking. You done fucked up, instructor. Ooh. That's my face on your fist style. Ooh.
Now we have reached the point on this list where...
Ooh, shots fired. Wing Chun. Oh, shots fired. I've heard some things about Wing Chun and Krav Maga and stuff and how they shouldn't really be taken seriously. Now I have to watch more videos that talk for and against it before I can make my final decision on whether or not it's actually effective or not. But before you guys or anybody in the comment section says, well, Bruce Lee studied Wing Chun and stuff like that, just remember, he abandoned Wing Chun. There's a reason that he stopped Wing Chun, because it wasn't effective for him. He got into the fight with Wong Jack Man, and the fight lasted longer than it should have, and he felt like he was tied down by too many like rigid forms and attack styles and things like that, so he developed his own style. So don't use Bruce Lee to defend Wing Chun.
Now we have reached the point on this list where an actual physical martial art is fake or doesn't work in a real fight scenario. Wing Chun is a Chinese combat style that was created by In Mu. This fighting style is known for being economical, direct, and efficient. The main problem with this fighting style is that the knowledge is mostly passed down from person to person instead of actually applying the knowledge. Some of the training videos you see seem to be really cool and efficient, but once you actually see the videos of people using this technique in actual fights with other MMA trained fighters, you see that this technique doesn't really work.
Yeah, it really doesn't have any defense against like the ground and takedowns and stuff like that.
In this video you can see how a boxer who is not even taking the fight seriously defeats the Wing Chun expert pretty easily. What I have seen is that many people say that this martial arts is good for street fighting, where you are facing up against a normal person and you can get close to them in order to truly use your fighting
Maybe
style.
Ip Man 2
Because
was
in a
more
professional fight,
effective
the
than I
other fighter
thought it
will keep you
was.
at a distance.
I never really liked Ip Man 2 because it was like the boxer seemed like he was way too strong, especially considering like all the stuff that Ip Man had been through in the past. Like, okay, why is this dude seems like a regular boxer, he's just dominating. Maybe it's more realistic than I thought it was. Shit.
But in a real fight, the other person will be doing the same thing you're doing by just throwing punches randomly, and it will all come down to a lucky punch just like any street fight would. This might even be worse because you keep your hands away from your face and thus protect yourself even less. You could say that you're blocking the punches with this style, but the punches will be coming so fast and randomly that you won't have time to actually block them. You will most likely just get lucky.
Oh. And then you gotta take into account that the person that they're showing fighting the Wing Chun person is also limited. Like, this is like a kickboxer. The last one was a boxer. They aren't doing any the first one wasn't doing any kicks or takedowns. This is all strikes. It doesn't really have...
In conclusion, if you want to learn a martial art that truly helps you to defend yourself, I recommend
like
going with some of the most well-known and used by a lot of MMA fighters today, which include kickboxing, boxing, and of course, jiu-jitsu. Just like weight loss, there is no easy way to learn how to fight, so you will have to put the work in, unlike this magic bullcrap that some instructors try to sell. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.
Made him Tim Tebow.
And if you want to share this video, I mean, I wouldn't mind. Just share it, you know? Come on, just do it. Thanks for watching.
Alright, so again, be sure to check out Alex Lee Official, which is going to be the channel at the end of this video, the last 30 seconds. It'll be a link on the video. You can just click on it and go straight to their channel. So there's no reason you can't get in contact with the person. Do it. Martial arts is interesting. I was thinking the other day about who the most influential martial artists would be in the history of martial arts. Because you have the people that founded the martial arts styles. You have people that popularized martial arts like Bruce Lee and stuff like that. And then you have people like, I don't know, would you throw Dana White on there? Because UFC and mixed martial arts has, well, I think mixed martial arts has been around before UFC, so it's just UFC kind of popularized it. The UFC kind of exposed a lot of the martial arts styles that people were using, and it opened the eyes of the world to the idea that, like, what you thought was effective isn't really effective in real world fighting situations. These are the styles that are the most effective. So it kind of like, it made everybody who was going a certain way kind of abandon it and start going another way, which is another person I have to throw on the influential list would have to be Royce Gracie. The dude, like, he put Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on the goddamn map. Like, there's no, if there was a power ranking of martial arts styles, I don't think there's ever been a style that's had a bigger jump than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu did after those first UFC fights. Like I honestly cannot see anybody that seriously, like, that takes fighting serious and doesn't study Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in some way. Like, you have to know that in some, at some point in your discipline, you have to know whether it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu defenses. Like, you have to know something. Wow. I'm just trying to think of more people that could be more, like, influential in martial arts. Because early on in the UFC, even though Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu did come out as the style that was, like, on top out of all the ones that fought in that tournament, it wasn't until a little bit later when they started mixing styles. Because the first UFC was, like, the Kumite, which, by the way, well, I'm going to say allegedly in front of everything just in case, but Frank Dukes, the alleged or supposed Kumite champion, I'm sure you guys know about him if you've ever watched Bloodsport. It's supposed to be based on true events. But the first UFC fight was very much like in that style. Like, the people that showed up were all like traditional martial artists. So you had the karate person with the karate gi, you had the sumo wrestler with like the sumo wrestling skirt thing, and you had the like, if they showed up, they were dressed for the role. It seemed like if the Kumite ever existed, which I don't think it did, then that would have been it. So even though he won, Royce Gracie won the Kumite, won the UFC event. The style in and of itself doesn't translate to today. If somebody comes in that's just Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they'll probably get their ass handed to them in the UFC nowadays. It's evolved, and I forgot the first fighter that like really incorporated a lot of different styles. I think it was Frank Shamrock. I could be wrong, but like the style that we see all the UFC fighters using today, where they have a primary striking style, they kicks, clinches, a little bit of wrestling, like all that. Like, it seems like that is it comes from somebody in the 90s that carried that original UFC styles and mixed it together. But anyway, I love martial arts. I love watching martial arts. I love watching fighting videos. I love watching people that think they know martial arts get exposed. Fake black belts. You talk about stolen valor, but this is for martial arts. I don't know what the name of it will be. Stolen honor, whatever it's called. But I love watching those type of videos too. And before I go, I just want to make sure, if you guys want to follow me on social media, these are the platforms that I am on. I'm on Twitter, I am on Instagram, and I am on Twitch. I will be streaming on Twitch very soon. I'll be streaming Phoenix Wright, whatever the second game is in the trilogy, because I'm playing the first one. I should have streamed it, but I didn't. I just wanted to get into it, see how it was. I like it. So let me put an asterisk next to it. I like it, but it irritates the hell out of me how inaccurate it is to actual courtroom situations. And I know it's based on the Japanese justice system. It still doesn't make no goddamn sense. It irritates the hell out of me. But at the same time, it is a fun game, and I'll be streaming the second one once I beat the first one. So be on the lookout for that. That should be a couple days from now. I believe I'm on the 4th case on the first game. But anyway, like I said, if you want to follow me on any of these platforms, you know where to find me at. If you have any requests, be sure to leave them on Twitter. Instagram can get kind of bloated if I have too many requests on there, so it's better if you go ahead and leave it on Twitter. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I'm DaVinci. Hopefully you've just been a little bit more enlightened. I'm going to give you the deuces, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Deuces.